Welcome to Another Look, a film podcast where we go back and discuss a filmmaker's body of work, from their hits to their misses, as well as genres, eras, movements, and everything in between. It's Jordan's month, and on this week, we are talking about planetary science fiction. I'm Ian Killian.
I'm Jordan Mushno.
Oh, Game of Thrones is over.
That's Nick
Ben
Creekbaum.
Riley.
That's Nick Creekbaum.
By the time this is out, Twin Peaks will be over too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Are you caught up, Ben, on both?
Yep.
Are they satisfying?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm very excited for Twin Peaks.
Yeah, me
So
too.
it's going to be done. Do you guys have
Tonight.
I don't know what the plan is.
Apparently there was an interview with Sherilyn Fenn where she said if people like it and want to do more, David Lynch is down.
Oh, wow.
So, but who knows? That doesn't mean anything.
I feel like there might be an ending though.
Like there might be closure.
I think so. But
Closure to an immediate story, maybe not necessarily everything.
yeah.
But yeah.
What if they all die and it goes to like Twin Peaks Jr., like Muppet Babies, and they're all like babies and
If
stuff?
David Lynch is doing it, I think he would do it right.
Is that tonight? The last
Yeah.
one?
Sam,
Yeah.
Two.
Sam,
Say I'm
gonna
gonna
watch
watch
the
it.
last one.
I'll watch it.
Even though you haven't watched any episode.
Did anybody see anything good, Nick?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you said you had a double movie day.
Yeah, but I want to talk about one long form in particular that
Okay.
wasn't yesterday. It's called Cat Chaser. By
Okay.
Abel Ferrara, and he actually.
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
He actually doesn't want his name attached to
Oh.
it at all. But my God, this was a blind buy for me. I could not stop thinking about this movie after I watched it
There
last
should
week.
be
Why
some
was there
other
like-
movies
was there
he
like-
doesn't want his name attached
Was there
to.
like boobs in it, and you just keep?
There was, but no,
You
that's
keep
not
thinking-
why. It was just everything that I want in like an erotic thriller / neo noir movie.
Yeah.
It was in this fucking movie. And
That's
I
sick.
really loved it. The story. It's based off of an Elmore Leonard novel.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
just read one. Swag on the way to Japan.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got to see this shit
Yeah.
because you're gonna.
I didn't know
it's
that.
Up your alley.
I will.
Just about like shady shit
Characters,
going on, and
yeah.
Peter Weller plays kind of a not typical role that he would play.
Tell us about his dick. That's what you
Yeah,
want to tell
he's
us.
been-
Yeah.
There's a
Partial
deleted.
dick or
There's
whatever.
apparently there's a scene that didn't make it to the final. The reason Abel Ferrara doesn't like the movie is because of the fact that it got butchered in
Oh, okay.
post production. So apparently there's another cut of it out there. Hopefully that sees the light of day that will make things a little better. But yeah, Peter Weller's dick apparently is in the movie.
And this is what you've been prepping
To
like,
tell us
po-
that a scene that does-
pre-recording.
I thought it was kind
Like
of
not
funny.
like the plot a lot.
I don't
just
want
about
to.
his
It,
dick.
it,
But,
it-
like,
the
you let
plot's
us
about
down.
a hotel, a guy that owns a hotel, Peter Weller, and starts and falls in love with this evil dictator's wife, and starts fucking her behind the scenes, and shit goes
And then
haywire.
you see his dick.
You don't see his dick.
But like you said, you had a funny story
No. That
before
that
we
had
were
nothing
recording.
to do with this.
Oh, okay,
That had
okay.
nothing to do with
I was
this.
blending your brags.
But anyway, Abel Ferrara, it's so gritty, like you would expect it to be from him, and it just didn't feel quite like a movie that he would do because it was like an erotic thriller. But I highly recommend it if you're into that shit. One other thing, last weekend, my girlfriend and I went to the Mahoning Drive-In to see Friday the 13th, and I was hoping to see Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan as well with it, and
Mhm.
Mother's Day, but that didn't fucking happen. Because, long story short, girlfriend does not like horror movies at all.
Yeah,
At
perfect couple.
all.
Perfect for each other.
And I've been trying to like get her
Easier
into
it
it,
because this is Friday the 13th. That's entry level
Yeah,
horror. Like
yeah.
it's so typical.
Yeah, I was watching
And you
as
could
a
be an
little
adult
kid.
and not be afraid of it.
Yeah. And
You
there
could
were,
be a kid and not be afraid.
and,
of it.
Yeah.
and she was fucking terrified the whole time. She was like, the score terrified her. That I was like, come on.
What do you mean? Like
She
was
was
like shivering?
she was like, oh, and like
That music did used to like make me
Oh,
uneasy when I
like,
was
yeah,
a
it
kid.
does.
when the arrow came up through Kevin Bacon's throat, she was like distraught, and
Did you scream?
she wouldn't stop bitching at me the entire time, and I was really getting tired of it because this was only the first movie of 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no fucking way we're gonna last for the 3 movies.
She was not
no
having like
way.
being fun
No,
scared.
no. She had she hated it.
I don't think Manhattan's even that scary.
Well, she made her point that she's like, I'm sick of your shit. She's like, I'm sick of the fact that you always make me do this shit, and I'm done. I'm finally done. I'm never watching another
We're
horror
over.
movie again. But anyway, at the end, when the when you hear the nice peaceful music and she's in the boat at the end of the lake, I'm like, don't worry. I'm like, it's over now. You can rest easy. It's fine. I was like, at this point, I didn't give a fuck. I'm like,
Hey, pull your mic towards you.
I'm gonna get her one
There
more
you go.
time here, big time,
Yeah.
and send it off with a bang. And then Jason comes jumping up, and I can't even repeat the shit she said to me, but it was not.
What do you mean?
I don't even remember. She was letting.
Oh, that's why.
She was letting every swear word in the book fly, calling me everything that you could get, and I finally, finally, a tick set off in my brain, and I literally turned it on. I felt like Baby Driver in the fucking drive-in. I turned it on and like revved the engine and sped off.
So you left after the first
I
one?
left all the. I never litter. I hate littering, and I had all this shit that was out the car. Didn't even give a fuck. Just
Dude.
driving.
You can get in trouble for that crime.
Yeah, I know.
Recording.
Yeah, I didn't
even know the location.
It was a
Yeah,
very silent ride home. Let's just tell
I
you.
thought it was a funny story. You just
is
got,
funny.
Like, real
It
pissed off.
kinda,
I guess you had to be there, but
Well,
it was funny.
I mean, I think it's funny from an outsider perspective, but it shouldn't be funny for you.
I was so pissed off. I wanted to see Jason Takes Manhattan. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
35
went
millimeter.
You went all that way.
Yeah.
She owes you money.
Well, she's like, never again is that shit gonna happen. So, but anyway.
So are you just gonna go alone?
You should know better than to just like if
I
she
thought
if
it
you
was
have to,
entry level bullshit.
but if you have to ease somebody
Bullshit.
into it, and I agree it's entry level bullshit. But if you have to ease someone into it, why drive 2 hours?
2 hours, and then
Yeah, you know what I
I
mean?
was
You should-
excited. I don't know.
it's stuff you like, so
They
that's
had
what
like
you're thinking about.
games.
Yeah.
They had like
Oh, she
camp
likes games.
Well, they had like camp games. It was like this big event. Like they
Yeah.
had vendors
Oh,
there.
It was one
Diabolic DVD was there. Of course, I fucking went in there a couple times.
Splurged.
of those. That's cool.
Splurged. Yeah, like
That is cool.
It was really cool.
Oh,
It
that
was
sounds like it
cool.
was worth it then.
Yeah,
I mean, not for her.
not for
Yeah.
her. She
Oh.
could have cared less.
Well, I mean, that's relationships, I guess. The old ball and chain.
Should
You
have
know,
known better.
you're always fighting. You know, with the old lady.
Don't worry. The Suspiria 4K release is coming up, so I'll be showing that to her soon. She doesn't like witches, so that'll be
Payback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Hopefully you had a better time with your significant other.
I didn't watch this with her. I got my first. He was talking about another DVD company, but when we were at Monster Mania, I got my first Arrow.
Oh
Blu-ray.
yeah.
You got that from Diabolic DVD.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It was an Arrow one.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had only seen Creepshow 2. I'd only seen the last story. I'd
Mhm.
seen it on TV, so I watched that. I think we talked before. You guys you hadn't seen
Thanks
Creepshow.
for the ride, lady.
Yeah, that's the one
I've
I'd
never seen any of the creep
Yeah.
shows.
Well, this one only had 3 stories. George Romero wrote it, but he didn't direct this one, which I think we talked about last time.
You got Creepshow 2 on the Arrow
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
Yep. No, Creepshow 1 I think is they don't have a good release for that. But no, I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. The first story kind of had like this was more of like of the making of it, but it was like sort of racist. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole McCallan nanny guy. He's some actor, but he's like in brownface. He's a Native American guy, and
Oh.
it's so obvious. And especially on Blu-ray, I'm just like, I looked it up because I was like, what the hell? And I didn't even hear anything about like reading
Is he
about
like
it.
playing a Native American?
Yeah, and he has just
That's
like
so dumb.
a
Yeah.
huge wig on, and it's just like super obvious. I guess
There's no need for that.
no. They just wanted like an actor
Yeah.
that I don't know. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I did finally like getting an Arrow DVD. There's so much stuff on there, and I love special features. So
Trust me.
Yeah.
Creepshow 3.
what
is shit.
I didn't even know they
compared
made
to
a Creepshow 3.
Yeah. It's Creepshow 3 is awful.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever release that shit.
Definitely recommend it if you like those anthology movies though.
When I was in Japan, there was they had these huge CD and music stores called disc unions, and we went to like the big one because Full of Hell was playing at one, and one floor was all movie soundtracks and like DVDs and Blu-rays, and I was like, I just kept walking down there. Like we loaded, and and I was like, oh, I'll go down there, and I looked around, and I was like, cool, and then like we were doing stuff, and I couldn't find anybody, and I went back there, and I just like was digging through. I almost bought a bunch of stuff.
What's the
but
currency there?
yen?
Or is that worth more than the US
Less.
dollar? Okay.
Oh, It's like 1,000 yen is $1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonder did you notice if the prices for that shit was
It was-
comparable?
I think it was. Well, some of it was like there was the Wild at Heart soundtrack used. It was like $6.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then there'd be like some of the DVDs were around. Like they had Criterions that I was looking at, but like they were a little more expensive. So I was like, I'm not gonna. But I saw that they had a big Arrow collection, and a bunch of like LPs that I almost bought an LP, but I don't collect LPs. But it was a Japanese edition Alien soundtrack.
Oh wow.
And it looked really cool. And
damn.
but I didn't fuck with anything.
Do they have laser discs anywhere?
I didn't see any. But it was cool.
I love stores like that.
Yeah, the disc unions are so sick. They had a punk floor, like a metal floor. It was awesome.
Damn.
But Jordan, did you watch anything good?
Yeah, Shudder is doing like a Bavathon. So I watched a couple Mario Bava movies.
Oh, okay.
And the one I'll talk about is Black Sabbath, which is where the band got their name.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's also an anthology movie, and it's got The Telephone, and then it's got one with Boris Karloff where he plays, it's like a vampire.
He's
one.
on the cover, right?
I don't know.
I always think of that
he might be.
image.
Yeah.
And then the third one, I saw The Telephone one before. I remembered it so well, and I thought it was it's like a cool idea, but not that great. But my favorite one, and the second one, I don't know the word they use for vampire. It's not my language. It's Italian.
Oh, what is it, Nick? Italian for vampire.
I don't fucking know.
I feel. Oh, I think you just make something up. You just ruined my joke.
Oh,
anyway.
I'm sorry.
And then the third
don't
one
fucking know.
is
Giallo. Keep going.
And the third one is this is Giallo, yeah. But the third one is about this lady who they're taking care of this dead lady. They're like manicuring her, and she's on her deathbed, okay? But she's just like laying there. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but she steals a ring from her, and she like haunts her.
Oh,
the
that's
lady
cool.
haunts her, and it's like so damn scary. Like, because she just like typical ghost story stuff happens.
Yeah.
And this is like 1963, so obviously it's a little more like typical haunted house
Yeah.
type
Sheet
stuff.
over body with two eyes.
No, not like that. Not the movie Ghost Story, but like, like running past a door,
Yeah.
doors open, stuff like that, and then you begin to see the lady just like there, like she'll like pop up in a corner, and she's so fucking scary looking. I'll show you guys a picture of her, and it was just really effective and good. I really liked that short.
Awesome.
So it was a cool anthology.
I've wanted to watch that.
I
I always
yeah.
flirt with watching it.
You're jerking off with that Shutter stuff, aren't you?
I
Shudder's
lo-
cool.
I love Shudder, man. It's
It's
my favorite.
$4.99.
It's my favorite
so cheap.
streaming.
Really?
Oh yeah, my favorite streaming.
shit.
site.
I heard
Yeah.
that from somebody else too.
They have a Neil Gaiman
Yeah, the
show
the
that
stories.
I want to watch.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Oh, I've never looked at what was on there.
Oh, I love Shudder.
I don't get why.
They have
it
Shudder
kind of
TV.
blows my mind.
I don't like streaming shit.
Well, they have Shudder TV, so it's
I'm a
always playing the
discount.
movies. You know what I mean?
What was that?
That was me, I think.
Oh.
I bumped.
What were you saying?
They have a Shudder TV thing, so you can always just turn it on and see what's playing. But they also have curated sections all the time. It's really awesome. I love it. I love Shudder.
I like physical media.
Yeah.
Hey
like
man, I
both.
like To me, I like watching horror the most, but I think buying it is too risky because so much of it is like crap. You know what I mean? But
I
I do
agree with that.
It is one of my favorite. It's my favorite genre to watch, probably.
Me too.
I mean, I blind bought Masters of Horror and it sucked.
I heard it didn't
I want to
suck.
watch it. I want to watch that
Some
now.
of them
I
were
think it
cool,
depends.
but
Yeah.
I thought
The one from Dom Coscarelli looks awesome.
oh, the Moonface guy.
Yeah.
that was my favorite one
what
so
about
far.
cigarette? Ouch! Cigarette burns.
I thought that was real for a second.
it was okay. I didn't love that one either.
Yeah, I thought
that
it
was
was
John
all right.
Carpenter.
I'll be sure to tell him that in November.
I don't care.
Yeah, I want to watch The Amazing Stories too.
Yeah.
Just because I heard on Shockwaves they talking about Toby Hooper's Amazing Stories has Weird Al on it.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Speaking of Shockwaves, quick, they talked about Pet Cemetery on this last episode.
They felt just like we did.
and I laughed because they brought up the scene that we talked about how
The
like
grave.
when Lewis is in the grave and he has that stupid ass smirk. They just brought up like that was like one of the moments they realized this does not hold up.
Listening to that bummed me out. I'm like, damn it, this movie is so
I thought
good.
it was random. They loved Cujo. I don't remember liking that one as much.
I didn't realize anybody else thought it didn't hold up, especially horror suckers who like everything.
Yeah.
You know what I
Pet
mean?
Cemetery. Damn it.
That's okay.
I still like
I
it.
like it too.
Yeah.
No, I can't like it anymore. Shockwave doesn't like it.
No, I fucking like it, but I was just like, damn.
But What about Sheena as a punk?
Yeah, I like that.
That our rights abuse.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
It took down the original video, but Chris's went up.
What?
Yeah, we have 15 seconds of
Like, who reports that shit or who like looks for that? I don't
I
get
have
it.
no idea. We had a copyright violation for having Sheena as a punk rocker.
He said it happened during the John Carpenter one too, because I used the Escape from New York.
yeah.
Oh,
It must
One
be
version.
the sound wave must be picked up. Or
Yeah.
something, you know?
To go.
Dude, no, stop. Because I have two versions, I think, of
If it was-
Sheena.
if it was
I
picked-
ended the episode with like the Japanese
Oh, yeah.
cover,
Yeah.
and then I had the original one in the middle of the.
Should have got that fat
No,
ass,
they picked up on Nick singing it.
Yeah, it was that part
Yeah.
probably.
that fat ass trucker.
Me personally, well, I haven't been watching too much. I just got back from a big trip, and I didn't. I didn't watch. I watched one movie on a 13-hour trip. I watched The Salesman.
Okay.
Asghar Farhadi.
Yeah. I want to watch that.
It was
so
good,
bad.
and then I watched all of Atlanta because they had Atlanta on. And
Cool. Donald Glover show.
yeah, but I read a lot. I didn't really watch anything, which
Was Atlanta good?
I liked Atlanta a lot. It's very
People like it a lot.
it's like it's very socially conscious. It's funny. It's sad. It's real. But then it's like has these like moments like Louis where it's like otherworldly, where
Yeah.
goofy things happen, and I think it's really smart. It's really awesome.
That's cool. I'll have to check it out. I know I have a lot of time before second season happens.
Yeah.
So
But I
You won't.
But recently I watched Wind River. I watched that yesterday. I liked it. I wasn't blown away.
yeah.
I thought some moments were awkward. And like the way how like the whole movie was like strung together.
You don't like how the mystery solves itself.
I did not like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most obvious.
Yeah, and like
complaint.
and all they weren't like solving anything, and I didn't feel like there was
They just happened to show up at
Yeah.
the right place.
and like there's movies that I think I like that do that, but I just don't think I don't think it did it.
I think it just nails that sense of place.
Oh, it
so
does.
well, and I
But-
love that Midwestern kind of
Yeah.
feel and tone. But I do agree with you. The plot seems so empty, and then it solves itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And also like well. I think the world isn't empty. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
Because the world, like these people are
Yeah.
in trouble. They're
it's
down
like
on their luck.
desolate.
Yeah.
Like I think that stuff is interesting.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But this is the way it's sort of and like there's
But that I do agree that I don't like how it kind of unfolded, but that scene still was so effective.
no, it 100% was.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying. I said
Yeah.
like, there's these three. There's other moments that I think work too, but there's like those 3 or 4 moments of like tenseness that like,
Yeah.
just really grab you, and you just sort of met these characters and you care for them.
Yeah, I was really cozy in that theater.
Yeah.
One person or the one scene that sort of felt awkward when not a comedic way, but it just kind of made me go chuckle a little bit was at the very end where the guy's just sitting there with the blue face, just like
Yeah.
he looks just kind of goofy, but
And
I know that it's his.
also
You're
like,
talking about the Native American
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
oh,
just like-
so
No, he just
literally. I thought you were at first. I thought you were talking about a guy freezing.
yeah.
But he's talking about
No. He just sitting there. Look, he just sitting
he's
there
sitting
staring. and
Indian
he's just-
style.
Yeah, just the way it's shot looks
Jesus.
goofy.
yeah. Those goofy Indians.
No, I'm not saying it that way.
I know I'm teasing you. Anyway, but also like, it kind of felt like it all happened in like a 5-mile radius. Like they're just following
Well,
snowmobile
it's funny
tracks.
they do make the line where it says it takes you like to go like 2 miles takes you like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I can't like fault that.
Well, they were talking about like these massive things, and like Jeremy Renner's like trying to do this thing, and he looks over and he sees his team. You know what I mean? From the
Oh.
top of the mountain.
Yeah, I
So-
don't know. I don't know if that's because you're talking about how he's hunting the snow leopards or the mountain lions,
Yeah.
and then he happens to see them. But I don't think that's a
Why was he
coincidence.
doing that? Was that?
Well, that's his
That's
previous
his job. But I think he was following them.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It just
'cause
everything just sort of fit too nicely.
Yeah, I think the mountain lions were more of the coincidence than the
Yeah.
seeing them because
Yeah.
his objective was to get revenge for that family
Yeah.
based on what happened to his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know what you
I
mean.
don't hate it.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
I liked it for the most part, but there's just a couple things that sort of held me back from loving it.
Yeah. No, I was closer to 3.5 than
Yeah.
not, but it's so much my kind of movie that
I saw it with my
Bump it
mom and she loved it. So
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
we're gonna take a little break and we're gonna teach Nick about Native American culture. So Ben, what did we watch?
We watched Fantastic Planet. It was directed by Rene Laloux. It was written by Rene Laloux and Roland Topar, based on a novel by Stefan Wool. It was released in 1973, and it stars Jennifer Drake, Eric Vaughan, and Jean Topar. The plot synopsis is this futuristic story takes place on a faraway planet where blue giants rule and oppressed humanoids rebel against the machine-like leader.
I gotta say, this movie was
Oh,
funky. It was
It
wild.
was pretty funky.
oh, sorry. That dab of acid was on my tongue there a little too long.
Whoa, man, 420
Yeah.
piece. First off, it was animated. It's French. So Nick, what did you think?
It was animated, amazing.
I think
You
the
like
dra-
the style?
I think the drawings are amazing. I don't think the animation is good.
It's kind of slow.
I thought it was
like,
kinda
chunky.
cool.
And yeah,
I liked it.
it works.
I like the
but,
I liked
animation
it.
too.
but I think the drawings are.
I
good,
think
but the-
that's its claim to fame, you know.
Dude, that not to jump around, but that scene kind of weirded me out when they started sticking that like beast like thing and the blood was like pouring out of it. And
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know, it just
like
looks so weird.
Who took it over? The alms, the people, the little
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it like showed its bones a little bit after that. I don't know, that scene weirded me out for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why.
That's it. You like it because it was gory.
No. It just was like a weird. I can't even
Yeah.
explain it.
I only knew about this movie because of like the reputation of like stoner
Stoner
people.
Trippy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So that like segued in my head of when me and Jordan were hanging out with our like friends that were like stoners, and they're like, "We're gonna get baked and watch 2001," and we're just like, "All right, have fun. You're probably just gonna fucking fall asleep."
And they did.
Well, there's a stoner band named Ohm. Anyway,
yeah,
flat out.
from Sleep.
Yeah,
I think it has anything to do. It might actually.
probably does.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
At least that's what I thought of when I was
They're
watching.
cool.
It. Yeah.
How do they
Yeah.
spell it?
OM.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Then it probably does.
Yeah. I didn't think about them at all.
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I like this.
It's kind of surprising.
easy watch.
Yeah, it's super short. An hour and 10 minutes
And
or something.
I watched it on the Filmstruck
Yeah, an hour and
trial,
12.
and I'll admit I watched it on my phone, laying in bed, and I liked watching movies that way.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
as weird as that sounds.
It's probably comfortable to you.
I still have issue with Filmstruck's app, but
I agree.
it doesn't work on the computer well at all.
I don't like.
I
their
watched it on my
interface.
iPad.
Oh,
I don't
really?
like their interface.
Yeah.
That's
thought
the
it was
thing.
pretty
That's the
clean.
thing. I would love that app.
It has a lot of obviously great movies,
And it has
but-
special features, which is amazing.
yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
If you get the channel, the Criterion
Yeah,
channel.
has their special features.
Oh shit! How
Yeah.
do you select those? Like, how do you watch those? It's not like a DVD menu, is it? Like,
I've never
It
used the
probably
app.
has to do with searching for the movie, and
Yeah.
probably
Oh.
stuff comes up.
Yeah.
okay, that's
like
pretty
clips
cool.
and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I know there was a bunch of hype around it. So I think it was overhyped in my head, and when I finally saw it, I was just like, okay. It's like documentary style, like vignettes or something. You know what I mean? I don't think.
I think it's a little too simplistic.
Yeah, it's
Its
very.
story, and I get that it's I was reading that it was about like race relations.
Is it?
I don't
It's-
know, but
I
I
can-
can
I
see
can
the
s-
animal rights thing, and
Yeah.
obviously you put yourself in their shoes and you see how they
Yeah.
like it, but it's just so thin.
Thin. Yeah, I
and
thought so
didn't-
too.
Like that's like a very general perspective of that, and I guess people, if I was more engaged with it, I might have thought about that
Should
stuff.
have done some shrooms, buddy.
Yeah, maybe I need like the animation, of course, is very. It's nice to look at.
Yeah.
but I wasn't super engaged in the story or emotionally engaged.
Did you
Well-
think the narration was cheesy?
I thought it fit.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it kind of worked. But like, what happened?
It felt like it was told to a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it
Is
was.
this a kids movie? I don't know.
PG.
There's an
Yeah.
R-rated one.
Is there?
I was
Really?
confused when I went to search it on
Got tits.
Amazon. There was
Yeah, it does
there was
have a
two.
lot of nudity, actually.
There was two of them, and one said PG and one said R.
I did.
And
see
I had no idea what the hell that R one
Yeah, I
was.
wonder which one's on Filmstruck then, because there was a lot of
the
nudity and
the
like, blood
Criterion
and
one's
stuff.
PG. At
Oh,
least that's the
okay.
art they use on
Wow, that's kind of
because I
weird.
rented it on Amazon.
So
I don't
did I.
know if that means that. I don't know if that means. I don't know if it's just a mistake or what.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't see.
Because it is violent, kinda.
I googled it and I didn't see anything.
Maybe it was like a
But then
mistake.
PG-13 did not exist as well.
No. I thought the Tara, the main little Ohm, the
Yeah.
baby one, he reminded me of Nick when he was the pet Ohm because he was like a little jester guy and he's like, that would be Nick
So,
as
okay,
an
so-
Ohm.
So what happened to Tara?
He ran away from his
He was the guy. He was.
master person.
Yeah. Well, at the end, like
He
what,
goes
how
to
did-
the other tribe of.
Oh yeah,
He,
yeah.
like,
Ohms
brings
and
them
convinces
together.
Yeah, he brings
Yeah.
everybody together for the greater threat. It's literally the same plot as Game of Thrones.
yeah.
You know what I mean? At least the last season.
Yeah.
Only this is way better.
No.
I disagree.
Mm. But anyway, yeah. But I'm just trying to think of like what was his ending? Because
Well, the end.
it
The
loosely
idea.
stuck with him.
The idea is that they were able to mutually coexist and things were better.
On
Yeah.
different planets, right?
Yeah.
Well,
You're right.
The
The-
end is
well-
basically like Earth, right? Isn't that what they're implying? That the Ohms are on a planet with cities?
Well,
and-
that other planet showed how they worked. They talked about kind of how they were how the drags were doing what they were doing. I didn't really quite understand.
Yeah, to me, it felt
It
like
was-
it meant they were like human.
Okay, that makes
basically.
Yeah.
sense too. Like, because they made that second planet, right? I thought they said it was like drag made, and
I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, see, the
I-
things with both of these movies is that with all the science fiction stuff on one watch, sometimes some things are hard to like fully grasp because there's just so much going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't have any context on this
Yeah.
story. Like, are these humanoids native to this land, or were they extracted from Earth?
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the context we're missing. And I guess we don't need that, but the end kind of makes me want to know more
Yeah.
about that.
Okay, yeah, because I totally forgot they went to another planet, like Nick said, and they kind of lived happily ever after.
Mhm.
I don't know. It just
Yeah,
Who
na-
direct-
narratively loose.
Who directed this again?
Renee Laloux.
What did he? What else did?
Not
I saw
sure.
that he did 2 other animated movies, and one never even came to America.
Okay.
But I don't know what the other one
The
was.
animation kind of looked like you were looking through a picture book, like one of those old
Yeah.
school picture books.
yeah, I like
Or
the
like a
designs.
PBS. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I've seen this on PBS as like a
Yeah.
kid or
Yeah.
something.
It's I am a little
That
kind
was
of
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I appreciate it more than I enjoy it.
It's like super inventive, more
She'll-
dark, like Dr. Seuss almost with like the inventive worlds.
Yeah,
and but
It's just not as
Definitely
it's-
more style over substance.
yeah,
probably.
I think so. Yeah,
but it's the style, like the visuals are playful, but I don't think the story is.
no,
You know what I mean? And I think that kind of because the story's kind of dry.
very dry.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was funny where they're like, use the bracelet to get him back, and he was all the way far out, and they tried to get him.
Oh,
yeah,
Dragon back.
and they just
drag
cut
him
it
back,
and they
he
cut
just
it off.
kept going. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't hurt him.
Yeah. I just didn't feel like it meant anything. Like something like this, like
I think-
sci-fi usually has like is allegorical.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is is how simplistic is treat people as you'd want to be treated.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Animals included, because I think that's kind of how they
Well, yeah, they're like
approached it.
pets.
They're pets.
I
yeah.
mean, but
But
they
that
didn't,
sounds
they didn't have
so-
a bad life. I would have been okay with like a big blue thing poking at me and making me dance and shit.
Yeah, the what is that? Like the Wild Wild West neck thing. With
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
arms.
This is going to seem weird because I have like weird OCD stuff with me, but I liked watching that scene at the end where like the what are the aliens called again?
drags.
Drags. I liked it when the drags were taking over, like trying to kill all the ohms.
Deoming or whatever.
The
Yeah.
deoming, and like they were
dehumanizing.
sweeping them up or like doing different, like running over them and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like almost like a clean, like did you ever watch those videos on like Facebook or Instagram where like this is the best video you'll watch all day.
Like most satisfying.
And
yeah,
it's
like stuff.
Oh, it's like
racing
things are
shit.
even.
Yeah.
Like erasing like humanity, like when they like the Nazis killed all the Jews. And stuff.
No.
But no, that's what it.
That's
You
what
mean
you,
like-
that's what you
shown.
said, right?
No. I'm not talking about what they
You
were.
were saying it. You hold on.
I'm saying the way it looked, how they were like
You
cleanly
backed
just
yourself
like
into that one.
Like
they were just like
getting rid of a whole race.
I get what you're saying.
No.
I get what you're saying, but it's the
The way
opposite
it
of what the
appeared.
movie is implying.
Oh, I know. I'm not talking about what it's implying. I'm just talking
You
about
mean
the visual.
visual.
The visual.
I know.
behind
I
it.
know exactly what you're talking about. I'm putting words in your mouth.
Yeah, I know. The
It's like-
visual of it. I was like, man, that's like.
Like
No.
it's satisfying, like pimple popping. To
Yeah,
people.
Well, I
like,
thought
yeah.
I thought it was super satisfying of like the machine that shot out those pills that gassed,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just like the noise was like, "Prink,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It was
I-
very calming.
yeah, and I kind of liked the music too. It was like soul funk, you know.
Yeah.
I liked
It
it,
was
yeah.
sort of like Pink Floyd-y.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought it was cool. I mean, it didn't blow me away like I thought it was going to.
Me too.
I've known about this for a long time. I just never watched it.
I didn't know about its reputation. I just, not as
Yeah,
a stoner thing, but
and I thought it'd be more visually trippy. I thought like the designs and stuff like that are trippy, of course, and like weird.
Yeah.
But like I thought it'd be more experimental.
yeah.
And
No,
it,
I
and
agree.
it
'Cause
wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I think it looks
it's cool
good,
they
but
made a new world.
I mean,
Yeah.
back then though, I don't.
But
think
Dr. Seuss's stuff is more inventive.
Fantasia.
Yeah, Fantasia. Yeah.
That stuff is that's,
Animation has always been wild.
They take the easy way out now with the Zootopia bullshit.
yeah. They
computer
they just
bullshit.
use the same old things over and over again.
Yeah.
Fucking
Zootopia is
Bolt.
kind of a good comparison because they're kind of about similar things.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying the
yeah.
animation style is so easy to do now, and back then they had to fucking draw.
I promise
every-
you that Zootopia was harder to animate than this movie.
Well, there's more complexities in Zootopia.
Yeah, this movie is probably there's not even like you said, it's almost like a picture book. You know what I mean? They had to draw a lot, but they didn't have to animate each frame.
You realize how hard it was to go boop, blip, blip. That was fucking hard to do back then.
Dude, they didn't have like keyboards like that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
what you don't understand is that they just use the same 5 frames and repeat them.
Yeah.
Hard shit, man.
I'm not saying it's easy.
It's hard shit.
I'm not saying it's easy, and I love,
What was your favorite part, Nick?
The
Prob-
blood
like
part.
the plop.
That part.
The
yeah.
blood part?
Such
Yeah.
You
a
love
random
the
part to
extermination
me.
of Ohms.
I thought it was cool.
No, you're allowed to like it. I'm just going with our theme of
Ben's
calling
favorite
you.
part was the part where they all went off and fucked.
No.
I liked the part when they had a duel and they tied like those
Oh.
lizard things to each other.
Yeah. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
there was some like weird
That was-
creature
And then they
kinda
just
stuff
killed.
in there.
Then they just fuck it.
they just stabbed that
stuck
one,
the-
stabbed that one in the head, and then Ben was like, "Oh, poor,
It was
Schmook
weird
I
how
actually
they.
didn't think that.
they
oh, poor
always-
smoke or something."
It was weird that we always, even when the Ohms became our main kind of our focal point of the story, which they kind of always were, we always looked at them as miniature and drags as
Yeah.
human size and not giants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah. I don't think it's
because
a big deal.
our point of view was the alms.
Yeah.
And then okay, I see.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I
But
think
it's-
it's just
it's-
part of that's just how they scaled it, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Because I guess it is the drag's world.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. So,
That's true.
Jordan, do you have a favorite part? The extermination. I don't anything that like anything that was like special.
I don't think anything. I thought it was all pretty consistently the same.
Entertainment wise.
I wasn't super entertained.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I liked the animation, but it was just.
Yeah.
It felt like school.
I definitely wouldn't
Like
buy it.
Schoolhouse Rock or something.
Yeah, it's a Criterion. You know, you can
Yeah.
buy it.
It did. It felt like I was watching.
Wonder if
Like
there's
you said, PBS. It felt like.
yeah.
It felt like I was a little kid watching
It
something.
It reminded me of like the animation like the in between of skits on like Monty Python.
Oh, God.
Just because that it was like the similar like hand drawn animation and like goofy sound effects and stuff, and I don't know.
I think it's a letdown.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just think of like what's
Jeez,
on the
guys.
Yeah.
Jeez, guys.
Yeah.
No, we are definitely. People love this.
Yeah.
We are in the minority.
I think I would give it a 3 personally.
I would too, but that's because I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I
I had fun during it.
yeah. I don't think it's a bad movie. I can't say, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I don't think anything is bad for
Would
it.
you
I just don't think
suggest it? If someone was like, "Hey,
It
I'd like
depends
this,"
on the
It's
thing.
purpose.
short,
Yeah.
so it's
depends
not
on the
like,
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would.
Nick, what are you gonna give it?
3.5.
Okay.
I think I'd give it a soft 3.5. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah.
It's no masterpiece.
And
but
you're giving it 3 also.
Yeah.
So like Nick, 3.5 is good for you today.
Well, the funny
Yeah.
thing is guess what?
Sometimes it's not.
I already figured out the correlation for Nick. He watched it on his phone, so he could not do anything else on his phone while he was watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I bet you became more engaged because of that.
Well, I had it right in my face too. So
You should get like a headset so you can just hold it up.
VR.
You just like lay
VR.
down.
Yeah,
Why not, man?
that'd be cool.
I've
Yeah.
watched stuff on my phone, like shorts and stuff like that. Like,
Office episode.
Hell, I watched
Yeah.
Kingsman
Sleep.
for the first time on my phone, and I loved it.
Yeah, man. That wasn't like a dentist office. Maybe you should just stick. Maybe it's. See, that's exactly it.
didn't you talk shit about Kingsman 2? And
I did. I talked so much shit.
Yeah.
I never wanted to see
you
that
said
shit.
British pieces of shit.
Yeah. Oh
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
You,
And I loved it.
Yeah, it keeps you from doing other things.
Kingsman
on
2,
your
are
phone.
you excited?
Not really.
Can't stand that damn trailer.
I've
if I
seen
see
it.
it another
I
time,
know.
I'm
Dude,
gonna
I saw
fucking
it on
blow
both
up.
movies I saw yesterday. Had it in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to be shitting me.
What's the-
Eggsy, it like starts.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then this.
And what's
freaking theme.
the Colin Firth thing where he's like, a man cometh or
Manners
forget.
maketh man.
manners maketh man, and it cuts. And oh yeah,
I'm interested to see Jeff Bridges in this if he's going to be a villain.
I bet you he has 3 minutes in it.
Yeah, probably.
But
I do think it will be good.
that trailer annoys me, and also the.
Wait, which trailer is that?
Yeah,
The murdered
Orient Express. I want to see that too.
I've only seen that trailer once, so it hasn't
Oh,
bothered
really?
me.
It annoys the fuck
Well, it's funny
out of me.
because Nick's like, I kind of like it, and you're like, fuck that.
I can't.
He's like, yeah, you don't get why people hate it so
Kind
much.
of like it.
Yeah,
I can't.
I wanna see
stand
that.
it. I can't stand it.
I
Like
think
girls
the movie
in
looks
that.
good, but that trailer,
I think.
like the end
Kenneth
of that
Branagh's
trailer.
mustache looks
I like
sick.
the setting, but I don't think it's a good trailer.
I think it would be an okay trailer if it wasn't that fucking song.
Well,
That
hell,
song-
it gave away what happens in the movie or on the trailer right away. Johnny Depp's the one that gets killed. You can tell that.
yeah, that's the.
But that might be the
it's a-
setup.
it's
like
like
the
a-
first scene.
It's
yeah.
a 100-year-old
knows?
story.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I
All
don't
the
know
people
100
who-
years, but it's
people
old.
who are all mad that there's no Oriental people on it, even though it takes place in Europe.
Well, my girl's on it.
Who's your girl?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I think the cast.
she's
is
a
all-
mother too.
Good.
Oh yeah. I think the cast is good.
That's getting good reviews. So
Yeah,
is
I'm
so
excited
is
for
Shape
that.
of Water.
Kenneth
Yeah, I
Branagh looks
know.
badass.
yeah, yeah. What
He was a
Perot?
pussy in
Detective Perot.
Dunkirk.
And Kenneth Branagh
Yeah.
is the main guy.
Yeah, he's badass.
I like
Gilderoy
Kenneth Branagh.
Lockhart.
He was a terrible villain in Jack Ryan. But anyway, let's go.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
You're happy. I heard what's his name's doing a little better. Your wrestler dude.
Ric
Ric
Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
ain't
was
dead yet,
very sad.
motherfucker.
I
That's
was
what
very
Shirley's
sad.
wearing.
Very sad.
Is this like your first celebrity death that you would be sad about?
Mhm.
Because
I'd be sad about it.
our usual celebrity death thing, if something happens, Nick just texts me their name, and I already
Me too.
automatically know
Yeah,
it,
he's-
they're dead.
The group chat. He's
Yeah,
just
the group
name.
chat. He'd be like,
Toby Hooper didn't make you sad.
I was like, shit.
"What about Wes Craven?"
Those are sad.
That I was
was
like,
kinda-
damn it.
I was just surprised.
I was more sad. I like Wes Craven more. I'm not gonna compare who's.
They
makes
need
me
to
more
keep
sad.
John Carpenter in a fucking frozen carbonite
Needs to
now.
stop smoking cigarettes.
He's
Yeah.
very active though. So
Well, they need to keep his ass frozen
But
in
what's
carbonite.
Good, what's good being alive?
He's the greatest director of all time.
Yeah, but if
Wes-
he's fucking miserable, just like
It's
He's
not
not
like he's
miserable. He
making
plays video
movies
games
anymore.
with. He plays video games with his son.
He doesn't make movies anymore.
But horror movies will live
How old is he?
forever.
I think he's like 69 or 68.
Okay.
How he
I'm-
plays music with his son.
I'm more worried about David Lynch because he's active.
yeah, smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, but he does meditation, so he thinks.
Oh,
he
yeah,
can-
he
he,
can't.
he thinks
He can live forever.
he does believe that he can live forever.
He
Well,
TM.
he can't.
Well, we got to worry about like the big guys like Peter Jackson and Guillermo
Guillermo
del
del
Toro. They're gonna have
Fucking
heart
If
problems.
Peter Jackson drops dead before he releases,
He lost weight.
before
know.
he releases Dead Alive in a good with a good transfer.
He might not even have the
Yes, he
rights-
does. He's
or
been
the-
sitting on it like he's been
With-
sitting
on
on
his fat ass.
yeah, sitting on his fat ass with everything else, eating cheeseburgers for years. You realize how hard that movie is to get on Blu-ray?
I'm worried about Stephen King's life too.
He's been at metal shows.
Yeah.
But I'm still
Just like Ryan Gosling when he staged over at that American Nightmare show.
Stephen King just bought back all the rights to his movies.
Oh, really?
So maybe
Gonna
something.
go on a tear.
Guess what? He loved
Yeah.
it and he saw it twice.
Well, he likes some bad stuff. I like his Twitter because I like when he suggests books and movies and stuff.
I can't wait to read the book he wrote with his son.
Oh, really? What is it?
That comes out this year. I forget what it's called.
Like Joe Hill did it, or
No,
Owen
Owen.
King. Owen
Owen.
King.
He was really sober on Maximum Overdrive.
Okay.
They all loved. They all. I think Joe Hill said it was amazing too. He said it was one of the 5 scariest movies ever made. And when I told you that, you didn't give a fuck.
Who the
Yeah.
hell is Joe Hill?
His
Jonah
son.
Hill? The hell do I care about?
It's his son.
What the hell do I care about what he thinks?
Dude, he made Horn.
What did he make?
Horns.
Oh,
The book
God.
and the Fireman.
Piss on.
I
Fireman?
don't care what he
Nos-
thinks.
and Nosferatu.
He'll
Who's
jerk-
making a new Nosferatu?
David
Somebody needs
Hell
to.
yeah,
the guy from The Witch.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Bruno Gantz. Oh my God. He's
Oh, shut
terrible.
up. That's a good one.
Fucking
He's
sold
such a
that
good
shit.
fucking actor.
I sold that shit quick.
Oh.
You didn't have the movie. You just had the.
No, I sold both. I had the movie too.
Well, get ready.
And you didn't like the music either?
Fuck no, I sold that shit
Why
too.
the hell would you buy
For
it?
price,
You
for
hadn't even
cost.
heard it.
Piss on.
No, no, man. Called blind buys.
But
Bruno Gantz is fucking amazing in everything I've seen him in. Wings of Desire,
American
and American.
Fiend.
I've seen
Yeah.
it
dude,
much.
he's so sad.
Yeah.
What's I seen him much?
Well, you don't watch that shit. It's okay.
He's
Okay, let's move on.
I think we're done with Fantastic Planet. I kept calling. I was talking to somebody and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what we're watching. We're watching
I almost watched 2010.
Solaris and
I was kind of worried that somebody was going to watch the wrong thing.
well, I didn't think he was gonna. I thought he wasn't
Watch
gonna
the
come.
George Clooney Solaris.
Well, I thought he was gonna come at like 5 tonight, and not instead of 10.
I'd be like, what the hell, guys? I was worried because the only person that logged Solaris this morning when I woke up
was Benny
was
boy.
Ben.
And I watched it Friday night.
I-
into
Yeah.
Saturday,
I
so-
watched half of it Friday night,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Fuck!" I
All
fell
right.
asleep.
Let's take a break and we'll ramble about.
Hang on, give me that. You got that line ready for me?
What
A line of Coke. After I have my dab for Fantastic Planet. I need a line of Coke now for this shit
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
getting
okay.
we're getting wild.
Why would you take Coke for? Why would you?
because
take
I
Coke?
need something for this shit that we're about to talk about.
All right. Yeah,
I gotta
That's
pull this
Russian
shit
for-
up.
Ben, what are we watching?
We watched
Sounded
Solaris.
like a drag.
It was directed by Andrei Tarkovsky. It was written by Andrei Tarkovsky and Friedrich Gorenstein, based on a novel by Stanislaw Lem. It was released in 1972, and it stars Natalia Bondarchuk, Donatас Banaias, and Yuri Gervais. The plot synopsis is a psychologist is sent to a station orbiting a distant planet in order to discover what has caused the crew to go insane.
As soon as I found out that there was a character in this named Dr. Snot, I immediately
Snout.
fucking
It was
turned
snout,
off.
but
Now.
Did you watch all of this?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
What
I watched it 2 halves.
What happens at the end?
You don't know it's like it's the planet. It's like in the
with the island in the
Yeah, it's
ocean.
like an island or
You had
whatever.
to fucking tell him.
No, who the hell knows? I don't know what the end
I
meant.
know. I'm just fucking with you.
I don't know what the ending
Well,
meant.
Well, to help you,
It's a confusing
this
movie.
this took me like at least 4 watches to watch all of it.
You've seen it that many times.
Well, I
It
fell
means
asleep.
one
Holy
time.
shit, dude.
I fell asleep a lot.
It's pretty slow.
Hey man, I fucking
Snail.
warned you about Stalker, and you're like, no, I'm gonna
Snail
love it.
pace.
Yeah, it's a glacial pace, and it's intentional, of course.
Yeah,
You know,
it's meditative.
Triple H must have based his in-ring style off of the pace of this movie, a slow, methodical pace. Because Jesus Christ,
the fuck?
that's a deep cut. I don't know that one.
I didn't
Does he
even know where that was.
Does he
going.
walk slow?
they always say. JR always says he's got a slow, methodical pace.
So you didn't like it?
I wouldn't say hate it. Visually there was some really sick shots.
It's great.
Well, I thought you would kind of like.
Kind of reminded me of like Terrence Malick type shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the nature
Yeah.
shots. Yeah.
He's more stationary, and his movement's more slow and deliberate.
But like
Everything's more
but
deliberate.
like meditative nature.
Cool idea. Like I like the fact that his like wife or his dead wife or whatever kept like the
Popping
mystery
up.
behind that.
I thought the second he got to the Solaris space station, you would really like it with the ball, because he appears, no one's there. The ball
Kind of like a haunted house.
Yeah,
the
like a horror movie.
The mystery element to that I liked. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I just thought
Yeah.
it was too fucking long.
Well, that's his style, because he
I
wants
know.
Yeah.
he wants you to think about what's happening
While
you're
Stuff's-
watching this,
yeah.
because it's like they're very like it's like reflecting on your own life and consciousness and stuff. He's a very like philosophical filmmaker.
Yeah.
I wanted to blow a fucking snot rag with
Well, you
Dr.
think-
Snot.
Well, just wait till you watch Stalker, because it's slower.
He's not gonna.
Well,
watch
maybe I won't
Stalker.
watch it and keep it in the pack so I can sell it.
Yeah. Well, like okay, what are the chances it's going to be sold?
Now that the Criterion sale's over and the price went back up, I can probably sell it for and get my shipping refund.
But I'm just saying,
refunded too.
what are the chances?
High,
And why did you buy it again? I forget.
because I thought the scene in Atomic Blonde looked sick.
No.
Well, it's weird. My copy of the Stalker, no one's fighting in front of it.
Yeah.
I thought this was Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
No, but I was like, man, that looks
Well,
like it could be sweet.
does.
It's it's like what do they call it? It's like gore porn, but there's that genre now. It's like mud porn or
Mud porn.
mudcore or something, dirtcore or
fuck
something,
the
where it's
hell?
like all these movies that are like super like Come and See is like
Oh.
gritty, like mud, everything's muddy in it. I
Oh.
forget what the term is, but it makes me laugh that like they're trying to like subgenre. Anyway, but Solaris, yeah, I was afraid after watching it of talking about it, because it is so dense. There's if I watch it again, there's something else I'm going to pull from it. You know, I think there's
It's
so
kinda- Go ahead.
there's so much in these characters that they feel real, and they have histories, and
They feel real, and they might not be.
yeah.
It's and our projection of what is real. You know what I mean? 'Cause
There's just so much to it. You know,
Yeah.
like there's even
It's-
stuff like that where like, yo, is he real? Is you know what I mean?
exactly, because the guest is created out of his memories of her. It's what he believed that she was, not what she actually is.
Yeah.
Because the ocean,
Okay, go ahead.
draws from your own conscience, not from. It doesn't fabricate or manufacture things that aren't there.
But what about the other people on the ship with him, like Dr. Snot and
Yeah.
them, like, because they see his wife too.
Well,
yeah,
they-
yeah.
It's not imaginary.
Yeah.
They had examples too. Like we saw, the first guy had the midget.
The son, and there's the son.
Yeah, there's that daughter
Oh yeah,
Walking
the
around.
daughter.
for the guy who killed
Yeah,
himself.
what was up with the little guy?
Yeah, it was like real random.
Yeah, he just
They didn't call him a person, but I assume they just didn't. They don't treat them with any respect in
Yeah,
Russia,
yeah.
especially in the 70s.
yeah.
It's just weird to me how how I feel like since there's so much shit, I just don't understand how the story was told so like boring. Like how the hell could they do? How the hell could he make a movie like this so dense and so boring when there's so much shit in it?
That's interesting.
That's
to you.
interesting.
Well,
I
it's
think-
visual storytelling.
Yeah,
but
I think the pace killed it for you. Maybe.
It did.
Yeah.
but the pace is why it works.
Why do you think I hate watching Triple H matches? Slow and methodical, baby.
But
No, I get. This movie is not for everybody. Critics didn't like it at first because
Yeah.
it was too slow.
How did the Soderbergh remake compare?
I've never
People
seen
don't
it.
like that because it's too slow.
But yeah,
and,
but
and
that's
it's an
that's
hour
short.
It's an hour shorter.
Yeah.
That might have done me better.
But
Yeah, of
people
course.
people also had the same issue. But obviously this is slower.
Was this not to keep
It's okay.
pounding on the Soderbergh, but was it darker?
No.
No.
It was the same.
It's a remake. They I haven't watched it in a long time, but Roger Ebert said it was I read his review for this, and he said the Soderbergh one focuses more on the girl.
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah.
more of like a relationship thing.
Yeah. But it's not like that's not in here. It's just that's more of the focus in that movie.
I got you.
Yeah.
So let's kind of I don't know how to go about it, I guess.
Let's talk about, because this is they say that this is a reaction to 2001. Okay,
I can see that.
which is my favorite movie, and you like 2001,
Yeah.
right? Now you think that's a lot more exciting.
There's more. It does get slow and a little in the middle a little bit, but there's like I love the acts of 2001.
Well, like it starts with the
creation of man,
Yeah.
Dawn of
which
Man.
which
Dawn of
is
Man.
interesting.
Yeah, that was like
I think
holy
that like
shit,
the
this
part that gets a little like dull, it's like
in the
where it's-
ship.
Yeah, it's like showing off like
They
the
have that
technology.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like in the middle part where it's like kind of a means to the end.
Where there's a meeting.
yeah, like,
There's a press conference, and what
Yeah.
that press conference is, and that's what I was getting to, is they're explaining what's going on,
Yeah.
as much as they can understand, and that's exactly the same as in this movie when they're showing Burton watching his own kind
Yeah,
of meeting.
they have and
Because they're talking about what he saw when he flew down to the ocean. You know what I mean? And how he saw things that weren't there, and how that is just like 2001. But they said, but 2001 is not about people, like specific, like humanity. Well, it's about humanity, but it's more of like their
a bigger scale.
a bigger scale. And this one is the opposite. This one is about individuals. You know?
Yeah. I think
It's about like our own humanity and how we see people,
Yeah.
not kind of us evolving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a better understanding of us, and that's kind of what the ocean is trying to do. Is it doesn't understand? It can mimic these things. It can recreate. You know what I mean? What's in your mind, but does it know what they really are? And that's what that character. I can't remember her name. His ex-wife, who was refabricated.
Hari.
yeah, Hari.
Yeah. Is struggling to understand.
Yeah, she's
And she's like melting down from it. She drinks liquid nitrogen.
well, I think she does that because she knows the effect it does.
She's
to,
beginning to understand what it is to be human.
Yeah, but I think she realizes what she's doing to her husband.
Yeah.
I think it's because
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's
because
a good point,
he's kind of breaking down too. Because
Yeah.
I think they didn't have a good relationship before.
Yeah, we only hear of a bad from their past life 10 years ago. We only hear of a bad moment.
Yeah, so I
When
think
like a melancholic moment. Yeah.
and then she killed herself.
yeah.
And I think they didn't have a good relationship. And I think he realized that and he's trying to face his past.
Yeah.
And then she's realizing that this is kind of false because he's going to go home and then have nothing.
Yeah. He can
And then she kills herself
The
and then
thing-
it breaks him down.
Yeah, the thing that has always been muddy to me is that they always say that that the guests can read their minds.
Oh, I didn't pick
But
that
I don't
up.
didn't
I don't
pick
pick
that
that. That's the same way, but people always refer to that aspect of this movie when they talk about it, and I don't understand. You know what I mean? But this movie, like I said, this movie is super dense.
Yeah.
And they might, you know what I mean? There's so much.
I love the end.
no, it's
I've-
not dense.
I love this, one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
Probably.
I
Really?
definitely feel like with
Oh,
a
yeah.
rewatch, you could get way more out
Yeah.
of it.
This is-
a one-time watch. It's kind of hard to absorb
yeah.
all of that.
That's why I'm saying this now. This is probably, I haven't seen it since college.
I think the first half is where it's like it takes a little bit for
It's
me
like
to
the first
get
hour.
involved.
I actually
almost.
really like the first
Well,
hour now. I love the
I-
Burton.
I love that scene too, but there's like moments of it that kind of like drag for me, and I know why they're long. He wants you to compare that world with the world of Solaris. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like metal and
Yeah.
everything's
He
tight on
recreates-
you. There's
Yeah, at the end, it's so awesome that he recreates his memory of his home,
yeah.
and some things are like a little off. I think the first shot we see with like the vegetation underwater, I think it's the opposite.
Oh yeah.
You
Okay.
know, and some things are like a little backwards, and it's
the
raining inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. This movie's just so visually inventive
Yeah.
and dense because it's both. And this is also why 2001 is my favorite movie. Is
Mhm.
it's kind of it's almost like a horror movie in some aspects, and it's mysterious and intriguing, and it's sci-fi. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I like all of these elements, and I think it just works so well together. Now, of course, it's not something you can watch every day.
Yeah.
You know?
I think on a rewatch for me, it would be a higher rating than what it is now.
Yeah.
What 2001?
No.
Solaris.
Solaris. This did make me curious for the Soderbergh one because I've always wanted to see that and I just never did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch it. It's been a long time.
but yeah, there's so many moments where I loved, but like a lot of it like is melding together in my head right now.
Yeah.
Just because it's a feat to watch.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's like the longest movie, but like it just feels. It feels like a long dream that you don't always remember the details of.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm just on this guy's wavelength.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
can,
yeah.
I don't get, I'm not bored by it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even like that, I'm like amazed by his camera movement all the time. That first shot, at the very beginning when it is looking at the vegetation and it cranes up down at Chris Kelvin is just amazing to me.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're too good for movies like Orange County and The New Guy and shit like that now that you're on his wavelength, huh?
No, I like those
He
movies.
just said Shudder was his favorite
What about Hot
streaming
Chick?
service. He likes different shit.
I like all sorts of shit, man.
You're bigger than Weekend at Bernie's?
No.
Well, then.
So are you saying you can only like one thing?
Yeah.
You can only like lowbrow or highbrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what side are you?
Low.
Do you know something that I thought was interesting is that painting that they show in the library near the end is, I believe, the same painting that that the murder happens on Bird with the crystal plumage.
Really?
Yeah. There's like one thing.
Well, that's in that painting's in something else recently too. Was it John Wick or something? I don't remember.
Oh, maybe.
There was something else.
Probably they reuse bullshit these days.
But in crystal plumage, they show it's a little different because they show a murder at the front of and the foreground of it, and this one doesn't have that.
I'm trying to remember what else that painting is in.
With the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, it's Da Vinci Code, right?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna give this, Nick? What do you think?
Definitely.
What did you like about it?
The score was pretty tight.
I think the music is great.
Yeah. Visually, if anybody would say this was visually not good, they're
don't
fool.
you see Alien and stuff in this
movie?
You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I would give it a 2.5.
Okay.
How did you watch this on the phone?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I fell asleep during it first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's why I had to break it up.
It took me a little bit to. I own it, and it took me.
I bought it for him once.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It took me a little bit, but I like it.
It's no cat chaser, but it
does the job.
Yeah. I gave it about the same rating I gave Independence Day Resurgence.
What do you think about it, Ben?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I'm like at a cross because I'm interested by the things that are going on, but like Nick, it was very long and very slow, and it was hard for me to grasp what was going on a lot.
If you're not aware, you know what I mean, and if it's almost like dulling to you, it's a hard movie. You gotta be able to be in the right mindset.
Just like my tires, my brain is balding from after watching that shit.
I think on an initial watch, I'd give it a 3, but I think it could go up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4. But it on a rewatch, I think it can go up. Yeah, because I think only more is I'm just gonna pick more things up from it.
That's how I feel.
Like, I have like a base, thought.
The first time I watched it, I thought the first hour was super dull as well, but now I love the first hour.
Okay, so what do you think about that like a 5-minute like car ride?
I love it.
Okay,
I read trivia about that it was something about they were in the city, and it was in like Tokyo, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there was something, but then they decided they weren't going to film there anymore, but they wanted to make use of it while they were there, so they filmed a long car scene.
Yeah.
That's what I read about.
Well, it's like you're thinking about, that forces you to think about what Burton was just talking about. You know what I mean? And that message that happened, that additional thought, because you've already had time to think about the press conference, but he has to call back, which is, the technology thing they do with the television phone.
Yeah.
And I also love how they introduced the 3 cosmonauts on that documentary that they're watching right before. But I thought it was just so visually interesting, and I love how they change. He does this in multiple movies, and I don't quite know what he's going for, but they changed the entire they have like he makes the frame blue.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't exactly know what he's going for, but I'm sure.
And he does it multiple times up in the space station too.
Yeah, he does. Like, it almost changes. Like when something happens, it's just like when he gets sick or something. But no, the first hour is just so compelling because it just introduces the mysteries in a way that I want to discover more.
I love the flashbacks and the dream sequences.
Oh yeah,
towards the
like
end.
at the snow. And, yeah. I love how they watch those things. I love when the guy he's watching. Sorry, I love how they cut away from these things to make them less dull. Like he's watching that video of his old friend who committed suicide, and he comes back to it. He has to do something, and then he comes back to it, and then you reveal more of the mystery because he's like warning him about things, and then it shows that girl come up and put her arm on his shoulder before running, or hand him like a glass of milk or a mug or something, and then walk away. I think it's just so fascinating and it like mysterious, you know.
Well, what do you think about the end? Do you think he's on Earth, or do you think he knows he's on the island?
No, I think I don't know that he knows it, but I think I think Solaris created his memory of home for him to live.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They recreated it on that planet.
But do you think he went home?
Does he think that?
Or even there's like water, like rain coming inside the house. It just is not like normal.
Yeah. Do I think he thinks that? Maybe.
Yeah.
He could become. Yeah.
It's ambiguous for a reason.
Yeah. I don't think.
But Nick, you think he's committed to? I'm staying on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that. I think he went on a journey and probably thinks he went home.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah,
we don't.
There's no answer.
We don't see the journey there either.
Yeah,
really. We kind of see like him basically entering it, but they don't really show it. They just show which is an awesome shot of his eyes.
Yeah,
with that like light on it, and then it's like, whoo,
yeah,
you know, his like head's like moving and shit.
Yeah,
not obviously. I like 2001 more. But
what do you think visually? Do you like the visuals of 2001 more or Solaris?
Solaris.
Okay.
I think it looks better, a little bit.
I mean, they
it's more rustic.
They have two distinct styles.
Yeah, this style obviously got it. This is obviously kind of a 2001 ripoff in certain regards, but I think this relies more on for plot elements, not philosophically, but on horror tropes than say 2001 does. I think 2001 completely reinvents the wheel in terms of what it does and how it does that. Like all of those scenes with Hal are terrifying
in its own way.
Mysterious. Yeah, I think 2001 is on another level. But it doesn't mean. But I also think this is one of my favorite movies ever.
There should have been more jump scares in Solaris.
And you also like Barry Lyndon, so that's really not really saying a whole lot.
What was your rating on this? I don't think I remember.
5.
You gave it 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't like Barry Lyndon? You didn't buy that Criterion?
Fuck no.
I can't wait to watch that again.
You didn't blind buy it?
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else before we close up? Nothing?
Well, just to say about we were talking about 2001. It took me like 3 times for 2001 before I like really loved it.
Yeah.
Each time I watched it, it got considerably better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I see like that for this too.
Yeah. This is a more difficult watch.
I think my next movie I'm gonna see is Stalker. I'm finally gonna watch that. I mean, I'm gonna see Good Times tomorrow, but I'll probably put Stalker on tonight.
I'll probably put Good Burger on tonight.
Good Burger.
Yeah.
Did you buy that Arrow video?
No, I didn't.
That made me flip. They probably would release it.
But email us anotherlookpod@gmail.com.
And what's next episode? What are we doing next?
We're doing Forbidden Planet and 2010, the year we made contact.
So what's
Roy Scheider?
Jesus Christ. What's Forbidden Planet? That's like
from the 50s,
the pulpy
Yeah. It's more
movie.
Take me to your leader.
Take me to your dealer. That's what we should have been saying for
Fantastic
Planet. Yeah. And 2010 I've never seen.
Me neither.
What's the plot of that? Is that as big
It's badass. It has Roy Scheider.
Is that as big as 2001?
They go back to investigate what happened in 2010 or 2001. Basically.
So
that's what I understand it as. I haven't seen it.
It's more about Hal.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
And it's got John Lithgow, I think.
I think it's funny that Jordan never saw it.
Well, I actively did not see it for a long time.
I thought I smelled a dipshit.
Squid just came in.
Hey,
Squid, have you ever seen Solaris? What'd you think?
What?
Yeah.
You
like
saw it?
Yeah, you watched it with me, probably.
What would you rate it? What's rating?
4 out of 5.
8 out of 10? 0.5.
4.5 out of 5.
Okay, have you ever seen
45.
Fantastic Planet? You never ate a weed brownie and
Have
did
you ever
some
seen
acid?
Cat Chaser?
All right.
Peter Weller's dick.
You ever see Peter Weller's dick? Anyway, so okay, that's another look at
Anotherlookpod at
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
We got a Facebook. You can
Got a
Talk-
YouTube.
Yeah, email us. Send us some
you
suggestions. Maybe we can do a bonus Halloween episode or something.
Send us shit. Fucking viruses, whatever. Just send us shit.
Send
something.
Nick viruses. Don't
Send us something. Jesus.
send Banavirus.
Yeah.
3 down, 1 up.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys.